Thank you, Opa-locka, for joining us again today for Pinder's Perspective. I am so elated to have the Community Relations Director from Florida National University here live and in color, Rachel Torgerman. Thank you, Rachel, for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pinder. You're amazing. We go back, over 30 years?
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be on your show, sir. God bless you.
Thank you, thank you. And I'm sure the ratings are through the roof right now once people view in today. But let's jump right into Florida National University. What is it all about? We see all the billboards, we see the beautiful facility, but we have someone right here today to really elaborate on what's going on here at this great educational institution.
Thank you, Dr. Pinder. Well, basically, this whole institution started off as a vocational institution. Dr. Maria Cristina Reguero, who's the president of Florida National University, started the college or the vocational institution with her husband, who was a dentist from Cuba.
Wow.
So she decided to do this because she wanted to empower people, young people, older people, girls, boys, in studying. But as she opened the institution as a vocational institution, she started seeing that people wanted to study more and more and more. And you know what she did? She turned it into a college.
Wow.
And then that wasn't enough because a lot of the students were saying, you know what? We want you to be a university. We want you to offer associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees, even master's degrees. So today in 2016, Dr. Pinder,
yes,
we are a full-fledged, accredited, by the way,
wow, university
right here in Hialeah.
Right here in Hialeah. And you're 10 minutes away from the great city of Opa-locka.
It
actually
right.
took me 7.2 millimeter seconds to get here from our city hall. So you guys are considered a neighbor.
Absolutely, very close proximity. And the great news, sir, is that we are a mom and pop shop in the sense that we have about 3,000 students right now. And when I say mom and pop, please don't misconstrue my words. What I mean is that our president's a hands-on president. If there's any student that has a problem with tutoring or has a problem that doesn't understand how they're going to pass this grade, our faculty, our staff are there 100% for all of our students. We have associate's degrees, sir. We concentrate in criminal justice, business administration. We have master's degrees.
Wow.
And also one of the things that a lot of people don't know, which is the best kept secret, is that we have allied health industries and disciplines. What does that mean? Nurses. There's a huge demand, Dr. Pinder, for nurses.
Absolutely.
You know, so we have ASN degrees for nurses, bachelors in nurses, and even now, the great news, Dr. Pinder,
yes,
we just got approved for a master's program in nursing. Wow. So we are waiting. Anybody that wants to study here at Florida National University, no, come on down. We're here to help you. We have financial aid. We have scholarship opportunities.
Wow.
And one of the things that we want to do with you is we want to offer scholarships for all the staff at the government, at the great city of Opa-locka.
I'm so excited hearing about the university, being next to you. But let me ask you this. What makes you all so great, stand apart from other universities?
We're very unique, and that's a good question, Dr. Pinder.
I like that.
We're very, very unique, and again, short of being redundant, our president, Dr. Maria Cristina Reguero, she has an engineering degree.
Okay.
She has a doctorate in education, and she believes on being a hands-on president. When is the last time you go to other universities, without mentioning them, of course, and you see the president of the university walking through the aisles, going to the different floors, and asking the students, are you okay? Is everything okay? Are your grades fine? Do you need any tutoring? Oh, you have a problem with this instructor? Let me call the instructor and find out what's going on. A hands-on institution, making sure that our students graduate with great degrees, okay? And then also, thanks to our placement director, Ms. Bibi Borges, she makes sure that all of our students, if they need to work during that they're studying, she finds them jobs. If they need to work when they graduate, which they all do, she finds them jobs. So we are a holistic type of approach for all communities, for our beautiful, diverse communities. But since we're in your show and the great city of Opa-locka, which you are doing a fantastic job there, by the way, we know that you care. You don't only speak and talk it, you actually act upon it. And that's why we're here today, because you care about the community, and anything that you can do to improve, especially the city that you are a commissioner of, which is the great city of Opa-locka, you're there for the people.
Good, good. I would love to take all the credit for myself. But of course, we have our mayor, Myra Taylor, our vice mayor, Timothy Holmes, Commissioner Kelly, and also Commissioner Santiago.
What a great group.
And I'm going to segue into this. They have a vision.
Yes, sir.
And the Bible says something about without vision, the people will perish. I'm looking at
true.
the vision of this university. I see building. I
Yes.
see construction.
Yes, sir.
I couldn't get in. They flagged me the other way. They're bringing in the concrete trucks to start pouring. What's the vision of our president, and why is it so successful?
Okay, well, you're right about the I'm glad that you saw it. It's
Yes,
right there, right
it's
in
right
front of
there.
you. What it is, it's going to be 127,000 square feet building.
Wow.
We're going to have labs. You heard me say that we have a nursing program, respiratory program, medical assistance, radiology, and the list goes on and on and on. And then on the business side, like I said, we have criminal justice, we have business administration, we have health services administration. It goes on and on. We are a fully accredited university. The vision is to get that building filled, which is
Okay.
127,000 square feet.
Right.
The building is to partner with you more than ever, sir,
Yes.
because you are a doer. Commissioner Pinder, Dr. Pinder, you are a doer, you care, and you want to see how we can work together. And I want to thank you because recently we just did a huge human trafficking walk for all of your residents out there. A lot of them came out. I
Yes.
saw the city, the great city of Opa-locka
represent it.
out here.
We represent it.
And that didn't happen by happenstance, sir. That happened because you got out and you walked the streets and you talked to everybody and you said, look, human trafficking is killing our youth, and I want the great city of Opa-locka residents to come out. And you did that, sir.
You did you're such
And I get so excited
you're
about
such
it
a
because you
good
did it.
co-host that I have to even have to segue into human trafficking. Let's jump right into it right now.
Yes.
Human trafficking. There's 3 components. This is something that is close to your heart. All the agencies. How many people did you have? We had about what? 1,500 people out.
Easily.
Easily 1,500. Our great state attorney, Catherine Fernandez
Yes.
Rundle was here.
What a wonderful lady. I
She's
love
doing
her.
such an excellent job.
Yes, she is.
She has a passion also for human trafficking. I'm not the guru in human trafficking. I sit on your board. I'm one of your participants.
You might not be the guru, but I'll tell you what, you care about the people. You are the voice of the people.
Thank you.
You care about their welfare and safety. And yes, you were here, you are here, and we're going to continue doing this stuff.
You got education up, pimps down.
That made Channel 10.
That's our new motto. But let's jump into people who don't know about human trafficking and
Yes,
let
sir.
you explain to us the 3 components and why it can touch home very easily.
Yes, sir. Yes. What he's talking about, my friends, is that we have a powerhouse here at Florida National University composed of stellar professionals, elected officials like the Honorable Dr. Pinder, all kinds of municipalities, the day chiefs of police, nonprofits, corporations, you name it, you know we're part of the powerhouse.
Right.
And I want to thank you for that.
Not a problem.
Now, getting back to what you're asking me, Dr. Pinder, human trafficking is something very, very serious. When you're talking about human trafficking, you're talking about 3 components.
Okay.
Sexual exploitation, labor exploitation, and organ exploitation.
Okay.
I want to touch on the other 2 that aren't that popular, if you will, but they're happening for
Okay.
sure. And then I want to end and spend most of the time with sexual exploitation. So what is organ exploitation? When you're talking about organ exploitation, you're talking about these human traffickers, if you will. And let's be blunt. Let's tell your residents, your constituents.
Tell them how
you know,
it is.
human traffickers, my friends. These are called pimps. I mean, let's tell it like
Let's
it
say
is.
it. Let's say
I mean,
it.
you know, you're a very serious man. You care about your community, and you have never camouflaged anything, Dr. Pinder.
Correct.
So this is what these individuals are called. They're called pimps. These pimps try to find people basically in the agricultural world, okay, in the manufacturing world, poor immigrants that come from other countries, and they come to the American dream, sir, which is the United States of America, and God bless America. And so these poor innocent people, you know, they go to a path and they meet these criminals, if you will, because
Okay.
pimps are criminals, and they say to them, you know what, we have this organ. You know, sometimes it's kidneys, sometimes it's livers. Those are the 2 main ones, the livers
Okay.
and the kidneys. We want you to sell these livers and kidneys of other people, and we're going to give you some money. Well, these poor people that are, you know, they don't know if this is illegal or not.
Right.
They think it's as a job, so they try to sell this kidney and liver. And the worst part about it, of course, that's illegal, number 1. And number 2, they don't even get paid for their job, okay? And then they become slaves. Why do I use the word slaves? I use the word slaves, Dr. Pinder, because they can't get away. They lock them up in homes. They lock up the windows. And they're slaves working for these people making no money and doing something on top of that illegal.
Wow. That's the organ trafficking.
That's the organ. And then it goes beyond that. let's suppose somebody gets sick, another immigrant or somebody that doesn't know how to read or write, and there's plenty of those individuals. That's why education is so important.
Right.
Okay. And let's suppose they go to somebody and they go to a doctor that might be a little bit of a quack or whatever. There are those that happen to be human traffickers, and they say, oh, you know what, you're coming here to see me, but you need to get an organ out. And there's really nothing seriously wrong with that person. Okay, but this person is innocent. They don't know. So they make him go through surgery. They take out the liver or they take out the kidney. And before you know it, now that person's organ's being sold. It's being trafficked. That's pretty serious. Okay, so then the other...
Is this happening in the United States?
It is happening right in our own backyards, my friends. And that's why this show is so important. I want to thank you, sir, for coming in your very busy calendar right here to Florida National University and wanting to cover this very serious subject matter that's not only happening here, it's happening internationally. But I got to tell you something. After really seriously studying the subject matter, okay, our children are in dear jeopardy. Okay, because our children are innocent. And when you're talking about human trafficking, sir, you're talking about selling people. Okay, how could we sell people? All of our constituents and all of your residents out there, they have children. And if they don't have children, they have stepchildren. And if they don't have stepchildren, they have cousins and nephews and nieces.
Right.
You know that, sir.
Yes.
And we are in deep peril, okay, of losing our children.
Okay. Did we cover one or did we cover two?
We covered one, sir.
I'm so emotional.
I'm on a tangent over here.
I'm so emotional right now. I can remember
Yes, sir.
The movie Taken 1
Yes.
and Taken 2,
Yes.
and I think we're going to move into the sex part of
Yes.
that. But go ahead.
Yes. So now we're talking about sexual exploitation.
Okay.
And I got to be very honest with you, sir. As we travel through the streets in different municipalities, okay, there are certain neighborhoods that you would see a lot of prostitutes. Would you agree on that?
Correct.
The cities have done a great job. The police departments, all of them, Miami-Dade County Police Department, and without leaving anybody out, the Day Chiefs of Police, which is an organization, my friends, that have all the chiefs on the one municipality. Every single municipality is under the Day Chiefs of Police. And by the way, I want to give a big shout out.
Do it.
Can I do that?
Right in that camera.
All right, sir.
Yes.
To all the Day Chiefs of Police, especially Dr. Juan Perez,
Okay.
Director Perez from the Miami-Dade County Police Department, because he just just everything. He gave us helicopters and cars and motorcycles and bicycles in this walk. So I want to give a big shout out to Juan Perez and also to all the Day Chiefs of Police, Major Washa, who's now going to be the new president, for coming out to the walk and supporting our community and keeping these criminals away from our children.
Correct.
So sexual exploitation. Sexual exploitation, Dr.
This is
Pinder.
the big one.
Yes, this is the big one.
Okay.
This is the big one, and I know that you have a lot of messages
Yes.
for all of your residents out
Yes.
there in Opa-locka, and for the world, for that matter, for the world. Okay? Sexual exploitation is when a human trafficker, approaches more than likely a child under 18. Now, of course, there could be prostitutes or victims, more than 18, but, a lot of times you talk about prostitutes, they're victims. You see a prostitute walking down the street, you say, why has she chosen this career? My friends, I am here to tell you today that after being schooled very well in the human trafficking area, in the human trafficking discipline, a lot of these prostitutes are victims of their human traffickers. So to define what is human trafficking is when you get a pimp, that will take a kid, less than 18 years old, lure them into thinking, that they're their savior in their life, and try to court them in many cases. So they take them out to have nice food, buy them jewelry, buy them all kinds of gifts. So before you know it, this girl thinks that this guy is the best thing that ever walked in life.
He loves them.
That's it. That's it, Dr. Pinder. He loves her. So now she's having sex with this man who's supposedly supposed to be her boyfriend. And before you know it, he's bringing a bunch of criminals, because the Johns are the criminals, the ones who are paying for sex. He takes them to, they takes them to all this train. The terminology is train of men to rape them.
Right.
For sex. So what is human trafficking? Is having sex through commercial gain, through fraud, force, or coercion.
We had an incident in Opa-locka down Alexandria Drive, and people know it as the Front Blues. And it's a big apartment complex, almost 320 units.
Wow.
In front of that establishment was a set of duplexes. And in those duplexes, there was 11, 12, and 13-year-old
Oh my God.
girls. The drug dealers would sell the $5 piece of crack, and you have sex with the girls for $5. Now, the interesting part about it is one of our officers named New York went in there without a warrant and saw what was going on, and everything was good, but that was an incident that happened in our community. But these girls were from Oklahoma. Is that common where they take young women and men, I've heard,
We got to talk about the men too.
from different parts of the country and relocate them to another part, and parents are looking for their children somewhere in their area and they're on another side of the country?
Absolutely, yes. Human trafficking, Dr. Pinder, is a $32.9 billion industry. And you just hit it right there.
$32?
$32.9 billion, sir.
$32 million.
Billion.
Wow.
$32.9 billion a year. Okay? And if that's not bad, you hit on a very good point. Because years ago, when people talked about human trafficking, Dr. Pinder,
Yes.
they thought about, somewhere in Middle East, or somewhere in South America, or somewhere in Central America. Not here. Everywhere, but not here. Unfortunately, sir, the state of Florida is number 3 in the nation for having the most human trafficking incidents in the world. Now, that's disgusting, sir. Now, we cannot blame the authorities because they are working so hard.
Back up to that statistic.
Yes, sir.
Because that's hitting home.
Yes, heading home.
What's the ranking?
3rd in the nation, the state of Florida,
3rd in the nation.
with having the most human trafficking incidents. It's horrible.
Wow. And this is one day your child may not come back home.
Exactly. It's very, 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 very sad. Okay, and I want to give a message to all your listeners, and all your viewers. I know that you have hundreds and thousands of people listening to you today, and I want to thank you again. My friends, parents, know where your children are. Who is watching them on the internet? Correct, sir?
Yes.
Dr. Pinder, who is watching? Our parents are working. Nowadays, life is very expensive. The father's working. The mother's working. You're tired. You get home. You're trying to have dinner together. There's no time. There's homework. Where are your children, parents? Ask who are their friends. Get to know the parents of their friends. Because you do not want to lose your child. Your child will become a victim. And 99.99%, these children that are lured as victims of human trafficking, they don't know how to get out because they're literally locked up in the house. Okay? And I mentioned earlier, lock the windows. And when they get out to do this commercial sex, if you will, Dr. Pinder, and when they want to get out of this horrible lifestyle, if you will, they say, if you do, I'm going to go after you, I'm going to kill you, and I'm going after your family. Now, how can you get out of a situation like that, my friends? You tell us. How can you get out of a situation like that when they're telling you that they're going after your family? Now, thank God we have Homeland Security, and a lot of your viewers today know, I can't mention his name, but one of the powerhouse members.
Correct.
He's out there doing wonderful things with Homeland Security, the FBI, all the day chiefs of police. I mean, this is a concerted effort to put these human traffickers, sir, out of business. Because if you analyze the numbers, $32.9 billion industry, this is pretty much equal to drugs. It's horrible. We need to take our children back, and we need to take our streets back.
Wow. Let me ask you this, because some young man or woman maybe can get on their phone and look at the YouTube, because this will be on YouTube as well. Is there a number they can contact to get out?
Well, obviously, I don't have the number right now, but definitely Homeland Security.
Homeland Security.
The way I would do it, and the way a lot of people are saying, you have to call. If you see any suspicious characteristics, and we could talk about some of those suspicious characteristics.
Okay.
We suggest that you call 911.
911.
Call the police, okay? And then I also suggest, because we have the Powerhouse Group, to call Homeland Security.
Call your state attorney's office.
Call Kathy Fernandez Rondo, who has a human trafficking unit.
Yes.
Specifically for that. And her chief of staff for human trafficking is Leah Klein. You know her.
Leah
She's
Klein.
a member of the
and
Powerhouse.
let me just tell you, Ms. Fernandez is committed.
Yes, she is.
Not many state attorney, district attorney, when you go up north, would allocate funding especially for this.
That's
She's
true.
gone over and beyond. And I think that's why it makes her a good leader in this community.
Oh, yes. And she needs to be the next state attorney for the next 120 years, for sure. And let me tell you
No, not 120 years, 150.
Yes, sir. Amen. Let me tell you what we did yesterday. We were at the Camilla's house, and thanks to Marilyn Marsh, who is the executive director for the Women's Fund. I want to give a shout out to her. She had the Malone Awards, and what the Malone Awards are is to honor those law enforcement officials, if you will, that have gone after these human traffickers. And we were there yesterday, and thanks to Kathy. Thanks to Kathy Fernandez, our state attorney, my friends, she was able to get funds to open up at least about 16 rooms at the Camilla's house to take care of these kids, okay, these victims.
Over and beyond.
Over and beyond, to give them a place to live and to see how they're going to be, getting rid of this traumatizing effect. Because let's face it, sir, this is a traumatizing effect. Being a victim of these human traffickers, being a victim of the Johns that are buying the sex through force, fraud, or coercion, okay? This is something very, very serious. So this is something very traumatizing, if you will, Dr. Pinder. Yeah. So the fact that the Camilla's house is doing this, along with Kathy Fernandez Rondo, and the fact that we have this powerhouse, which you are a member of this powerhouse right here in the grounds of Florida National University, we are making an indelible difference for the community.
Ms. Rachel, that is awesome, and I can feel the compassion that you have, and our great Dr. President has just joined us, and she's in the back, and hopefully she can come sit down next to me in a little bit. But let me ask you this. How can I get involved if I'm a regular citizen, I'm watching this? Is there a number I can call to get involved to be a part of it?
Absolutely. You're talking about the powerhouse, sir?
The powerhouse.
Yes. They can call our number right here at Florida National University. The number is 305-821-3333. You can ask for me, Rachel Turgeman, because I am the Community Relations Director, the proud Community Relations Director for Florida National University, an accredited university.
Great, great. We're going to segue back before we close, and let's talk about Florida National University and their commitment.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about their commitment in education. And let me tell you this, being in our community, there's a large population of young ladies who want to be nurses.
Yes.
And I think I'm going to go back to school and get my RN and LN degree as well. But what's the possibilities? What do they call? I want to invite you to our city. I want to open up the floodgates. I want listen to this. I want every single young adult registered by the summer for nursing or whatever you want at Florida National University. There is no excuse. Ms. Rachel, give us a number to call.
Absolutely, sir. The number is 305-821-3333. They can ask for me, Rachel Turgeman, or they can ask for the admissions department, Virginia. But the bottom line, this is great, sir. Thank you so much. The bottom line, my friends, is that I had mentioned earlier that Dr. Maria Cristina Delgado, our president and CEO of Florida National University, started with a wonderful idea of opening up a vocational institute with her husband, who's the late beloved Dr. Jose Delgado. It went from an institute to a college and today to a proud university, and soon we're going to go for the doctorate program. You mentioned nursing. Well, if you don't want to study nursing for whatever reason, guess what? We have other disciplines: respiratory, medical assistance, ultrasound, radiology, and then I mentioned also the business administration degrees, AAs, bachelor's, master's. My friends, he is so right. If you want to go to the university that has a heart, that has a conscience, that truly cares about your education, Florida National University, my friends, is the answer to your prayers.
I'm so good. You guys can't see this, but the doctor, the president of the university, just walked in.
Can she come in for a second?
She can come in right here. If she
Dr.
don't mind,
Delgado.
and this is my show, so I can do this.
Absolutely.
I can do this. Doctor, please come in. But we talked about it before. Without a vision, the people will perish.
Absolutely.
We talked about me coming in, and I couldn't get in because they flagged me back because the concrete trucks were coming in, and everybody was.
We're growing, sir. By leaps
growing.
and bounds.
They're growing, and we have the person here.
Please,
And I want you to meet our athletic director.
How you doing, sir?
Good. Talk to the camera.
And
Talking
he
about
said,
20,000 people.
I need a champion for whatever I'm going to be doing for my athletes. And I said, he happens to be in the conference room. And I want to introduce you to Dr. Pinder.
It's a pleasure.
He has great plans for the athletic department, but he wants to have someone with your energy and your demeanor
Yes.
to work with him.
Yes.
So we can really do what our athletes need.
Okay.
So I said, let's go to the conference room.
Right now.
Absolutely.
I know the right person.
Absolutely.
Talk to Dr. Pinder. Go ahead.
Nice to meet you, Dr.
Nice
Pinder.
to meet you, but you can talk right into
Okay,
that
I'll
camera
talk into
and
the
let
camera.
the
Okay.
citizens
This
know.
is impromptu for me because
You got
she
it.
pulled me out of the cafeteria.
And that's the best way to
First
be.
of all, I wanted to say I want to echo the sentiments of Ms. Turgeon in terms of what we're doing here at Florida National University. Our athletic department is growing, but we need your help. A lot of people don't know that we have athletics here, but we are constantly growing. We have a great basketball team. We just started women's volleyball and soccer. They're great teams. And then in 2017 and 18, we're adding women's basketball, we're adding women's soccer, and we're also adding baseball, which is big for our community. So people, when you come here to get your degrees, which are wonderful degrees, I'm currently in the MBA program now, we also offer athletics. So come here, be a part of what we're doing, and be partners of Florida National University.
If somebody wanted to call you direct, what's the number?
They can call me at the main line here at Florida National University and just ask for the athletic director, and they'll buzz
Which
me
is?
up.
305
821
3333.
Repeat it after us.
305 821 3333.
And you ask for our athletic director, and I heard what you said about education.
Yes.
I also remember what you said, education up, pimps down.
Yes.
You said that at the human trafficking walk. And I want to let all your constituents know that they have friends here at Florida National University. They can come. They don't even have to come to us, but if they come to us, it's better. But they can come, and we're going to guide them in the right direction. We're going to let them know what's best for them. Because maybe nursing looks like too far of a stretch, but we have patient care technicians.
Wow.
And the patient care technicians can go to the hospitals. They will have a CNA license. They will start working. They will be in the allied health field. Or maybe somebody needs a job real quick. They can be a phlebotomist. And they can do that in a seminar twice a week. That's only $400 for 5 weeks. And then they start working for a blood bank. And so on and so forth. Now, if you're really ambitious, like my friend here, he's going for his MBA.
Yes, ma'am.
And eventually he will be going for his doctoral degree.
We're going to go after a doctor's degree too, right?
Absolutely. And basically what we need to make sure is that we have that knowledge and that credential that is going to make a difference in our community.
Yes, ma'am.
We need to make sure that people know who we are and people know the impact we're doing in the GMP of this country, and they respect us for what we do and what we produce. So I invite all of you to come. My name is Maria Cristina Regueiro. I'll be very happy to talk to you if you come, and I'm here.
And she's
if
the
not-
president and CEO of Florida National University.
But we like to work in the trenches. We like to make sure that we're telling people what to do, how to do it, and guide them in the right direction. And we're going to invite you to the symposium that we're going to have on the 19th and 20th.
Okay.
Because if you need to become a citizen, and I'm sure that you have a lot of constituents that would like to become a citizen, this is something that is going to be free of charge on the 19th and then on the 20th. We're going to have all kinds of experts. We have United with Libre, which is nationwide, and they have all kinds of experts and everything that are going to be here Friday and are going to be here Saturday. And so let us know. And those of you that are in high school, and do not know what to do, we are conducting workshops free of charge where we're training the students that are going to be going into the colleges and universities of what it is that they need to know and have so that they can be successful.
That piece of paper is so important, Dr. Pinder.
Absolutely.
You know that.
I know that. The spirit has me right now, so I'm going to do something very ad-lib. We have the president here. We're going to close this show out because we can't continue the show and the president is showing up. But, Madam President, would you allow me to put a resolution on the next commission meeting allowing the city of Opa-locka to be a partner of Florida National
That will
University.
be an honor. That, sir, that will be an honor.
You got it. You got it.
Thank
The
you,
mayor,
Dr.
the vice
Pinder.
mayor, Commissioner Kelly, Commissioner Santiago will be there. I'm inviting you to our next commission meeting.
We'll be
There
there.
will be a resolution to ask you, would you allow us to be a partner in the educational field?
Absolutely. And
Thank
that
you
will
so
be
much,
an
Dr.
honor,
Pinder.
and we will be delighted to do that with you. Thank you so much.
With that, we're going to let Rachel wrap us up with words of encouragement, with education, and stop human trafficking, while the president and the NBA, before he's a doctor, he'll go to the NBA All-Star game, which is next week in Houston. But Rachel, go ahead and wrap us on up.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you so much, Dr. Pinder, Commissioner, for the great city of Opa-locka. You're an amazing human being. I had mentioned earlier that he's a man of his word. He's a man of call to action. I want to thank you for honoring us, sir, with your presence at all the powerhouse committees right here at Florida National University. My friends, today we spoke about human trafficking. Watch your children. Parents know where they're going. Human trafficking is real, and it's right here in our own backyard. Thanks to Dr. Maria Cristina Reguero that put together this powerhouse group. We are doing wonderful things in our community. Together, you just said we're partners. Together, we're going to be doing stuff, domestic violence, all kinds of more than compelling issues that Dr. Reguero likes to talk about. We're going to be hosting them right here in Florida National University. What do you always say about knowledge?
Education is power. We
Absolutely.
know that. Education is power, and it's the best inheritance that you can provide to your children, because only God can take that away from them. So it is very important that you empower them with knowledge, because you're empowering them with success.
Exactly. And putting food on your table. It's all about putting food on the table. Thank you so much, Dr. Pinder. We appreciate you. We'll see you soon, sir.
We'll see you soon. Thank you for joining us on Pinder's Perspective. We want to thank the Honorable Mayor Myron Taylor, our Vice Mayor Timothy Holmes, Commissioner Kelly, and Commissioner Santiago, who makes this all possible. Thank you. See you next week, and we will see Florida National University at the next commission meeting. God bless you.
We'll be there. God
Thank
bless
you. Bye-bye.